And we're back with another episode of Toon Talk TV, the top animated podcast on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. Check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/wearethetelevision. Guys, we are in the thick of season 3. We kicked off season 3 with a great interview with our boy, Pat Kane. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It is chef's kiss, as they would say. Little mouse kiss there.
Little mouse kiss.
Little mouse kiss. But before we jump into the tune for today, New Year's resolutions. Bob, Fred, what are our thoughts on those things? Complete bullshit?
So I just had a talk with Wilma about this. Oh, Wilma! Shut up! And my resolution is to listen to the world more, to be more present, to hear the people around me more. I feel like I've got tunnel vision a lot, and I need to actually listen, you know?
That's actually a pretty great one. That's actually fantastic.
I think that's very good.
Bob, what about you?
Mine is to be less selfish. I will have to be less selfish in this new year with a child on the way.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
A little
for
sponge.
Sure a little sponge on the way. But yeah, I think it's just a good thing to sometimes forget about. For me, it's forgetting about that list of things to better myself and just kind of open up to, I guess it's very close to listening to the world. It's just think outside of yourself. And I think that'll make me a better person too. What about you, Mick?
Well, I guess it sounds like you guys are pro New Year's resolutions, but now that my father is
you were no resolution style. You were just gonna be
now that my father is public domain.
Pop pop.
Shut your fucking face.
I feel like my idea is to be more selfish. My resolution is to be more selfish and protect them.
That's okay.
Gates up, dude.
That's okay.
Guards up. Everyone's out for the mouse, dude. Everyone's out for the mouse.
Yeah, Willie is public domain now, so save yourself.
Yes, need to. All right, to this week's tune. So this week's tune is called "Bloke of the Apocalypse" by a 19-year-old New Zealand kid, Charlie Faulks, aka Foxy on Faulks, and I may be saying that like Fox, Fox, but it's Faulksie, Foxy.
Charlie fucks, dude.
Yes. But this tune was actually pretty. It had zombies, which I'm like. It had this like Australian, New Zealand twang, which I'm always here for. Anything where I can get people like that. Michael Cusack, is that right? That's it.
Cusack, or yeah, you're right. But I don't know. Yeah.
But that type of humor is just hilarious to me. Just the way that they do that. For me, I had it. So this style did have that Cusack influence, like YOLO Crystal Fantasy. But if I dug a little bit deeper on his kind of portfolio page, and he had this one concept called Dear Craig that reminded me of Slasher Not from the Poloni Show.
Oh, cool.
By Jacob Hare, the one where it's like we're pissing on science books.
Oh yeah.
Like the style kind of had that, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to see more for this kid. And so this was actually the first episode of what I think he's making a series out of. So it'd be interesting to see how this story progresses and stuff. But what were your guys' initial thoughts from watching this one?
So did you see any of the other episodes for this? There's 2 more episodes that are out right now.
Oh, really?
I only watched the first one. Yeah, I only watched the first one.
It gets a little it keeps with the short form, but it also gets pretty serious pretty quick, and I actually love that about that. It stays funny, but it also gets pretty emotional and serious pretty quickly, and I think it's
very nice.
It sucked me in because of that. It felt very Last of Us in the most goofy way, because it keeps the little sheep in the storyline as as a close main character, and it's pretty good.
That's good.
Serious in what way though? Do you mean like did the comedy kind of drop, or was the storyline just serious? Like what?
I mean, I guess I'll spoil it for you then. So
do it.
The the bloke's ex-wife calls in the and this is in the third episode, so I feel like the third really pushed it. But his ex-wife calls and he's like amazed that she's calling him and is just kind of forgetting the fact that it's the end of the world and just super focused on the fact that he might be able to get back together with his ex-wife.
Oh, that's funny.
So she
That is good.
she
That's
calls
good.
him and is like, I'm coming. Like, are you guys okay? I'm coming by the rural farm because it's New Zealand's affected and it's kind of unaffected where you're at. And of course, the bloke's like, he's like, he's like not noticing that this is like a real problem. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Someone just bit our sheep in front. I got to take him to the vet. And it was a zombie that like bit the sheep, and like it's just not falling in line.
But it's chronological though, right? So does it pick up after
immediately
when the guy came out of the bathroom?
It picks up immediately. Like you see the end of that just moving into the next episode, which is very cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
There's a lot of people doing. I feel like I'm seeing more episodic shows from creators on YouTube, which is cool.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
But also that's a hard thing to do because it's like you have to see the first one before you move on to the next one. So I don't know. It's like when you're finding these like small cartoons, you would have to start at the beginning.
Not only that,
yeah.
so there's 3 short little episodes, and the last one came out 2 weeks ago. That first one came out like a year ago, or maybe a little less than that.
Yeah.
But either way, that's kind of a long time to wait in between when everyone's so used to getting episodes very quickly. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
just like instant gratification stuff.
Yeah, and that's hard in this day and age. Because people are like, they forget. There's a short mind of like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So with this one too, I was picking up the same thing. I was picking up a Michael Cusack style, but also I don't know if that's just because it's like a foreign Australian kind of thing. Like, is that kind of racist of us to just be like every Australian cartoon kind of sounds the same? Yeah.
Are those accents a little rough for you guys to understand, or is that just me?
Sometimes,
Maybe it's just the verbiage going on. Like, they use some great words like some skiddies on the
toilet. Their humor is amazing.
I love it.
Which is what I love. Yeah.
Well, but also though, like the thing, like Skiddies, when he was talking about Skiddies on the toilet, I wonder if that's like just a
joke,
like if
or
he
like
was being funny, or
if
something. Is that something they actually say? I don't know.
Totally,
but it's funny.
Even like the chats, like all their verbiage, like it's the same deal, and I think. Yeah, it's funny shit. It's funny shit.
Charlie, if you're watching this, let us know in the comments if Skiddies on the toilet is just something that you grew up saying, or if it's just a comedic joke that you put. I feel like that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that strikes me as something that
I'm going to start using that.
Say.
Yeah. And also, I didn't know he was 19. That's awesome.
Oh man, that is cool. That's young.
Yeah, that's very cool. What else we got? Final thoughts on this show? I mean, what are we thinking?
I'm gonna keep watching. I feel like I only watched the first one, so I'm gonna keep watch. I gotta watch 2 and 3.
Yeah, I need to go back. Bob, final thoughts? Are you good?
Loved it. I'll keep watching. Keep putting them out.
That's a win in the mouse book. Dude, check. Green check right there. But that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks again for watching. Be sure and like, follow, subscribe. Check out that Patreon page, patreon.com/wearethetelevision. Go buy a mug. We need those mug monies. We need mug monies. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
We are the television.